Hi, everybody. All right, you join me for the continuation of the vinylization of the plane. Well, actually, we're doing two things today, and part of it is the vinyl. So we finished up all the fiddly bits on the tail, and now we are moving forward towards the front of the fuse. Basically, the way I'm doing it, so you can see how I've got the white on the bottom of the plane and then some light blue coming up the top. And you're thinking, well, why did you only go that far forward in the fuse? Well, these rolls of vinyl are only 5 feet wide. Now, if you want to have a perfectly smooth single piece that goes all the way down the side of the fuselage, you can do that. But you're going to have to cut that piece out of a very long roll. And me being as cheap as humanly possible, I said no. Because that's a lot of wastage. Instead, let's just cut 5 foot wide pieces, because that's how big the roll is, and let's just go up the plane in 5 foot sections. We're going to have small overlaps anyway, and you know, this is more for just getting a color on than it is for making it perfect. I'm not trying to win any awards here. I'm just trying to be happy with my plane. But yeah, so we're working forward. And the reason we work forward is because we want all the overlaps, and we will have many. We want overlaps on all the joints of the vinyl. We don't want to do butt joints. We want overlaps. Butt joints allow liquid and vapor. Overlaps do not. So you basically want everything to overlap towards the back and towards the bottom. Right, so when it comes to the fuselage, the bottom back part, which is that white you can see on the bottom, that went first, and then the blue goes over it, and then the next piece of white will go underneath, overlapping that one towards the front, etc. And then the very last piece will be the top of the fuselage in the front. But this video has two parts. So you've seen a little bit of vinyl, and we'll get back to that next week. Here, what we're doing is I've got two strips. That's I want to say 3-inch. Yeah, it's 3-inch unidirectional. So I've got some unidirectional carbon fiber, which just means it only has strands in one direction. And the idea is that way, if you need something to be stronger only in one stress direction, in this case sideways, there's no reason to have full carbon fiber that has like a full weave. You just need unidirectional. So we're putting 2 layers on, and that will stop the canopy from bubbling up at high speed, and it works brilliantly. Now, a couple things about this you might ask. Well, looks like you're putting carbon fiber directly over the holes drilled in the cowl, and you'd be right. But don't worry. Once this has cured, you can drill straight through it and even deburr it, and it's fine. It's fine. Getting the cam locks back in is totally easy. The other thing about it is you are adding a strengthening force to the cowl, which is sort of loose at the moment. So once you put that on and it cures, whatever the general shape of the cowl is at the time is where it's going to want to stay. So if you take your cowl off and you put it on a table, right, you'll find that you can spread the sides of it back and forth to, you know, a pretty good range. What I did was I spaced it out so that it was approximately 1/2 inch wider than the cowl normally. Right, that way when I go to put it on, it slips over the top of the fuselage and everything is fine. Because imagine if I'd have pulled the sides in too small, say 1/2 inch narrower than it is normally. The only way that cowl's going to go on now is you'd have to spread the sides out to put it on, right? And that could it's going to cause stress. So basically, you want to just set it so that it's at the least amount of stress as possible when going back on the plane. And then we're going to cover this up with some peel ply and then put it to bed. Now, I was going to put another layer. So what I did was I was going to put another layer on the bottom, on the inside, but come to find out I don't need to. Because, you know, that way you would have a sandwich of like carbon fiber, cowl, carbon fiber, but it's unnecessary. This 2 layers of this is perfect. So, okay, in the next video, we're going to continue to vinyl up the fuselage. And then I think we've got another one after that of doing the wings, which is pretty cool. So thank you for joining me, everyone, and see you soon.